What if the key to a long, healthy life was simpler than we think? Picture a man who worked as a heart surgeon until he was 96, who lived to be 104 without losing his mental clarity or physical strength. Today, we'll uncover the secrets of Dr. Ellsworth Wareham, a man who defied age, thriving well into his hundreds with habits that anyone can adopt. These aren't fad diets or intense workouts, but lifestyle choices rooted in science and consistency. Let's dive into the 7 core habits that fueled Dr. Wareham's longevity, offering timeless lessons on living fully and aging gracefully. Dr. Wareham understood that regular movement, even at a moderate pace, was essential for long-term health. For him, exercise wasn't about intense regimens, but about consistency, finding joy in low-impact activities like gardening and stair climbing. Gardening, his primary exercise, gave him a weekly routine that kept him grounded, engaged, and active. Studies affirm that even light, regular movement can help maintain bone density, preserve muscle tone, and prevent falls, all crucial as we age. On his 100th birthday, Dr. Wareham began his day by working in the yard. This dedication to movement didn't just keep him fit, it kept him agile and mentally sharp. His story reminds us that age doesn't have to mean slowing down. The benefits of daily activity, no matter how simple, compound over time, supporting both body and mind. Physical strength and endurance often decline with age, but Dr. Wareham showed that it's never too late to stay active and make movement part of life. For Dr. Wareham, diet was more than what he ate. It was what he didn't eat. By limiting sugar and salt, he kept his cholesterol low and his risk of heart disease at bay. Sugar and salt are hidden in so many of the foods we eat, but Dr. Wareham made it a priority to avoid these silent dangers that are often linked to chronic diseases. His choice was driven by a simple belief: health is maintained one meal at a time. Dr. Wareham often cited that those with cholesterol levels under 140 rarely suffer from heart attacks, a finding supported by health research worldwide. Cutting down on sugar and salt wasn't a restrictive choice for him, it was a preventive one. Instead of quick-fix diets, he adopted a consistent, moderate approach that proved effective over time, allowing him to enjoy life without the burden of severe dietary restrictions. Dr. Wareham's experience shows that the path to health doesn't require deprivation. It requires discernment. Rather than removing joy from food, he simply redefined it, finding satisfaction in whole, fresh foods that provided the nutrition he needed. He didn't view his diet as a set of rules, but as a strategy for health. This way of thinking invites us to see nutrition as empowerment, something that doesn't limit life, but rather enables us to live more fully. His approach is a powerful reminder that healthy eating isn't about restriction, but about building a foundation for longevity. With a lifelong commitment to veganism, Dr. Wareham understood the importance of vitamin B12, a nutrient crucial for cognitive function and blood cell production. Since B12 is found primarily in animal products, he took it as a supplement, allowing him to enjoy the benefits of a vegan diet without nutritional deficiencies. For him, maintaining cognitive sharpness was as important as physical health, and B12 was the one supplement he deemed essential. This commitment to a single supplement highlights Dr. Wareham's minimalist approach to health. Rather than loading up on vitamins and supplements, he relied on whole foods and only added what was absolutely necessary. His approach was simple: maintain a balanced diet and supplement only when needed. This aligns with current research, which shows that in many cases, a healthy diet can provide most essential nutrients without heavy reliance on supplements. Dr. Wareham's choice to focus on B12 reflects a strategic approach to health rather than a reactive one. By adding only what he couldn't get from his diet, he kept things simple yet effective. His approach underscores the idea that sometimes, health is about knowing what not to do or add. This thoughtful simplicity kept him sharp, showing that maintaining cognitive health doesn't always require a complex regimen. For Dr. Wareham, minimalism wasn't a limitation. It was a principle that kept his health journey clear, manageable, and effective. Dr. Wareham firmly believed in avoiding animal fats, which he saw as detrimental to heart health. By cutting these out entirely, he minimized his risk of clogged arteries and high cholesterol. Instead, he favored plant-based, unsaturated fats that supported his cardiovascular health. His belief that animal fats are to be avoided is supported by research from Harvard Health, which has shown that diets high in saturated animal fats can raise LDL cholesterol and lead to heart disease. Instead of making radical dietary changes, Dr. Wareham chose healthy fats that naturally lowered his cholesterol and reduced his heart disease risk. He demonstrated that avoiding certain foods doesn't require deprivation. It's about making choices that align with one's health goals. Dr. Wareham's approach shows that the right fats can fuel the body without the downsides associated with animal-based sources. Dr. Wareham's stance on fats wasn't just about physical health. It was about taking control of his choices. He had a deep understanding of how food impacts the body and used that knowledge to create a diet that worked for him. His decision to avoid animal fats reflected his commitment to preventive health. Dr. Wareham's mindful dietary choices reveal that eating is not only about survival, it's about giving the body what it truly needs while cutting out what it doesn't. His choices emphasize that nutrition is a form of self-care and a lifelong investment. Dr. Wareham adopted a calm, resilient approach to life, believing that excessive stress would only harm his health. He lived by the philosophy, do the best you can, and for things you can't control, don't give them any thought. This approach not only protected his mental health, but also contributed to his physical longevity. Research shows that chronic stress can exacerbate heart problems, impact sleep, and lead to mental health issues, all of which Dr. Wareham actively avoided by managing his outlook. This philosophy allowed him to approach life's challenges with equanimity, avoiding the negative impacts of stress on his body and mind. Dr. Wareham's example reminds us that managing stress is as important as managing diet or exercise. A positive outlook doesn't eliminate life's challenges, but it does change how we experience them, creating a more resilient, stress-free foundation for longevity. Dr. Wareham's mental strategy wasn't just about avoiding stress, but about reprogramming his reactions to it. By staying calm and centered, he was able to move through life's ups and downs with a sense of purpose and calm. His approach highlights that stress management is about understanding what matters most and letting go of the rest. His outlook is a powerful reminder that mental health is essential to overall well-being, and by addressing the mind's role, he created a foundation for both happiness and longevity. Dr. Wareham's choice to adopt a vegan diet halfway through his life reflected his belief in the healing power of plants. This choice wasn't just ethical, it was strategic. He knew that plant-based diets could help reduce risks for heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Even the proteins in animal products can raise cholesterol, not just the fat, he said, a perspective supported by Dr. T. Colin Campbell's research linking animal proteins with high cholesterol. By embracing plant-based proteins and whole foods, Dr. Wareham achieved a balanced diet that supported his longevity without the need for animal products. His vegan lifestyle wasn't about limitations, but about tapping into the richness of plant-based foods, which have been shown to support heart health, regulate weight, and lower disease risk. His commitment to this diet demonstrated that it's possible to enjoy variety and satisfaction with a plant-based approach to nutrition. Dr. Wareham's story proves that a vegan diet isn't just for young, health-conscious people. It's a viable option for anyone seeking long-term wellness. By focusing on natural, whole foods, he maintained optimal health without feeling deprived. His approach shows that plant-based eating isn't restrictive, it's liberating. For him, it was a lifestyle that allowed him to enjoy food without compromising his health. A powerful example of how veganism can be both fulfilling and beneficial. Dr. Wareham's community in Loma Linda, California, one of the world's 5 blue zones, provided him with a supportive environment that bolstered his healthy choices. The people in this community share a plant-based diet, an active lifestyle, and strong social connections. Residents of Loma Linda often live 5 to 6 years longer than the average American, a phenomenon attributed to their community-centric approach to health and wellness. Dr. Wareham thrived in this environment, surrounded by like-minded individuals who valued health, nutrition, and mental well-being. In blue zones like Loma Linda, close community bonds reduce stress and foster a sense of belonging, both of which are crucial for longevity. Dr. Wareham's experience demonstrates that our environment plays a significant role in how we live and age, showing that the company we keep can shape our habits and health. Dr. Wareham's 7 Secrets to Longevity reveal that the path to a long, vibrant life isn't about extreme measures or rigid discipline. Rather, it's about small, sustainable habits and mindful choices that promote health naturally. From daily exercise and a plant-based diet to a stress-free mindset and a community of support, each of his practices adds a piece to the puzzle of longevity.